Hi, this is Kishore Kumar. In this tutorial, you are going to learn about flow control statements in Python 3. This tutorial is for basic concepts only. In this tutorial, we are going to learn flow control or decision making statements. In that, we will learn about if statement, if else statement, if elif statement, nested if statements. And next, single statement sures. Let's start the tutorial. Flow control or decision making statements. What are the flow control statements? Flow control is the anticipation of conditions occurring during the execution of a program and specified actions taken according to the conditions. It means while we writing a certain programs, some conditions are anticipated during the execution of a program, and the interpreter taking some actions according to the conditions only. Decision structures evaluate multiple expressions which produce true or false as the outcome. You need to determine which action to take and which statements to execute if the outcome is true or false otherwise. Let's see the flow chart for the flow control or decision making statements. This is the flow chart. Here this is the condition. If the condition is true, then the conditional code will be executed. If the condition becomes false, then it will skip that conditional code. This is a typical decision making structure. You can find it in most of the programming languages also. Python program assumes any non-zero and non-null values as true for the conditional codes, and zero or null values it assumes false. Python program language provides the following types of flow controlling decision making statements. These are the decision making statements. Those are if statement, if else statement, if else statements, and nested if statements. Now we will see more detailed about these decision making statements. First one is the if statement. The if statement is similar to that of other languages. The if statement contains a logical expression using which the data is compared and the decision is made based on the comparison. Let's see the flow chart here. Here the condition, this is the condition. If the condition is true, then it executes some conditional code. If the condition is false, it skips to the conditional code and moves to the next. Now see the syntax. This is the syntax for the if statement. In this statement, if is the keyword, it is as we know already. This is the expression. This is the logical expression. It is using for the data that is compared, and the interpreter takes decision on the result of this comparing data. Then if the expression becomes true, the statements of the if condition will be executed. In Python, statements in a block are uniformly indented after the colon symbol. In Python, body of the if statement is indicated by the indentation. Body starts with the indentation and the first unindented line marks the end. Now see the an example on if statement. Go to the idle. Now take one new file for easily editing the file. Now save it as for example if one. Now let us take a variable num equal to 3. If num is greater than 0, this is the expression. If num is greater than 0, then only it should execute the this statement. What is that? Num is a positive number. If the expression is become false, then it should execute this. This is always printed. Why? Because it is not indented in the if statement. Now save, run the module, see the output. Here we have given number with the value 3, it is greater than 0. So the if statement will execute. Num here replaced with value 3 is a positive number. And finally it is printed. This is always last statement printed. This will be always executed. If the Boolean expression evaluates to false, then the first set of code after the end of the block is executed. If the expression is false, the statements will not execute. Python interpreter interprets non-zero values as true. None and 0 are interpreted as false. For example, if the value becomes 2, if the num value given with minus value, negative value, it gives the output like this. This is always printed. Why? Because here the num is equal to minus 1. Is it greater than 0? No. So the if statement is skipped and next statement is printed here. The print statement here falls outside the if block. Hence it is executed regardless of the expression. Num is greater than 0. Okay. Now see one more example here. For example, now let's take one more new file. Save it as if2. Just name it. Just this is for understanding purpose only. Here, for example, variable 1 is given with 10. if variable 1 is true, then it should execute these two statements. It is true and print variable 1. After that, it is unindented print statement here. Good. Bye. Now save this file and run this file. It is true. The variable 1 value is 10. Why? Because here if the variable 1 is given the non-zero value here. So all the non-zero values are true in Python. So variable 1 is 10. When you given variable 10 is given, it is non-zero value. It is printing the statement of if. Here the expression becomes true. Why? Because variable 1 is given with non-zero value. Then it executes these statements of if. So variable 1 is becomes true, it gives it is true. And next statement variable 1 represents the value of 1. And finally it will be is printed. It is not in the if statement, next statement of the if. Similarly, if you given with variable 1 with 0, save this, what will come? Goodbye only. Why? Because when in Python, the Boolean expression, if the Boolean expression becomes 0, these statements, the body of the if statements are skipped, and next statement will be executed. So here it gives goodbye. Now we will see if else statement. See the syntax of if else statement. Here if and else are used. If expression colon body of if. Next, if it becomes false, then the else statements will be executed according to the if else statements. See the flow chart. This is the condition. If the condition is true, the code of if statements will be executed. If condition is false, then else code statements will be executed. Let us see one example on if else statement. For example, some value given with value 3. If num is greater than 0, greater than or equal to 0, print positive or 0. Else print negative number. Now save it and run the module. Positive or 0. See here, if num value is greater than or equal to 0. Here num value given 3. So 3 is greater than or equal to 0. If this expression evaluates to true, then it will be executed this statement, first one, positive or 0. So it gives the value positive or 0. It gives the result positive or 0. If num is equal to minus 5, so then it gives negative number here. See here. Why? Because the num value given with the negative value is not equal to, not greater than or equal to 0. Then body of the if statement will be skipped. The next else statement will be executed here. If for example, if you have given with num value 0, it gives positive or 0 here, like this. Now let us take one more example for understanding the if-else statement. For example, amount equal to, here we are taking the value as input from the user by using this statement amount now we use if statement. If amount is less than 1000 colon, you have to give some discount, that is 5% discount, and you give the result discount is discount here. Now else statement same. Here we will give 10% discount. Next print net payable amount minus discount. Okay, let's see the output. Save and run the module. Here the input amount it is asking for. Let us give 600. The 600 amount it takes from the input. The 600 amount is the less than 1000. Then it gives 5% of the discount. So 600, in 600 the discount 5% is 30. The net payable is 570. It calculates. Similarly, let us run one more time for understanding the else concept. Here let us give 1200. Here see, understand, we have given 1200 as the input here. The 1200 is not less than 1000. Then the body of the if statement is skipped. It goes to the else. Here it calculates with 10% on 1200. The 10% is the amount is the 120 and net payable is the 1080. This is the if else statement. Now we will see if else statements. Here elif we have already learned if and else statement. The new term is here elif. Elif is short for else if. The elif statement allows you to check multiple expressions for true and execute a block of code as soon as one of the conditions evaluates to true. The elif statement is optional, for which there can be at the most one statement. There can be an arbitrary number of elif statements following an if. This is the syntax for the if elif else statements here. The else statement can be combined with if statement. An else statement contains a block of code that executes if the conditional expression in the if statement resolves to 0 or false value. The else statement is an optional statement and there could be at the most only one else statement following if. The core Python does not provide switch or case statements as in other languages, but we can use it if elif statements to simulate switch case as follows. See here, this is the if elif statement flowchart. Here, if the text expression of if it becomes true, it executes the body of if. If it is false, the text expression of elif will be executed. If it is also true, if then body of elif will only execute, otherwise it executes body of else, like this. Now see the example on if elif else. Now take the earlier example here. We will use here in this example if elif amount is 5%. Similarly, we use this. This is elif. This is also elif. Here we'll change it to 4,000 for 10%. This is 10% discount, and this will be changed to 6,000 for 15% discount, and else discount will be 20%. Okay, now test the program, save it and run module. Here enter the amount as we have seen already, 600 for it is 600, it is less than 1000, then it the discount calculates 5%. This is the 5% of 600. Next it gives net payable 570. Okay, similarly one more time we will execute it. Here if you given 3000, it calculates 10% of. Why? Because here if you given 3000, first it checks at if statement. Here the 3000 is not less than 1000, so it skips to the elif statement. Here 3000 is less than 4000, so here the expression evaluates to true. Then it calculates discount amount 10%. So this is the 300 is the 10% of the 3000 it gives. Now we will run for one more time. Here 5 will give 5000 amount. Here similarly this 5000 will be Similarly, the 5000 will be checked at the if statement. The 5000 is amount is not less than 1000, so it is skips from here to next elif statement. Here also 5000 is not less than 4000, then it skips to the next elif statement. Here elif statement elif amount 5000 is less than 6000, so the expression evaluates to true here. Then it calculates discount for 15%. This is the 750 is the 15% of the 5000 amount. The net payable is the this amount 4250. Okay, now we will run one more time to check the else statement. Here let us give 7000 amount. The discount is here given 20%. See here, if you given 7000, the if statement skips here. Similarly elif also skips, and again next elif statement also is not true, so it skips to the next statement, that is else statement. Here the else statement calculates discount 20%, so the 7000 discount given 1400, it is the 20% of the amount. This is the if elif else statement example. Now we will see one more example on this condition. For example, now we will see one more example on if elif statement. For example, number value 3.4. If num is greater than 0, positive number. Elif num value 0, it prints 0. Now let us see the example here. Now save it. Now run the program. It's positive number, it gives the result positive. Why? Because number is 3.4, it is greater than 0, then it gives the output value positive number. If you given with 0, it gives save it and run the module. It has to give the value 0. See here, with the number value 0, it gives the output 0. If and elif use like this. For example, if you give negative value like this, minus 4.5, it gives negative number. So easily you can check the values with the if elif else. The nested if statements. There may be a situation when you want to check for another condition after a condition resolves to true. In such a situation, you can use the nested if construct. In a nested if construct, you can have an if elif else construct inside another if elif else construct. See the syntax here. This is like this: if expression 1 statement, if expression 2. This is the nested if. These are the nested if conditions, elif else. Similarly elif expression statement else. Now see the example on nested if statements. For example, num is equal to, let's take input from keyboard, enter number. Okay, if num enters 2, next if num dial 3, it means print print divisible by 3 and 2, else print divisible by 2, not divisible by 3. Okay, if num central 3 0, print divisible by 3, not divisible by 2, else print not divisible by 2, not divisible by 3. Now run the program. Here enter number. For example, the number 8 divisible to not divisible by 3 here. If you given 8 here, it evaluates to here, it is divisible by 2 but not divisible by 3. Okay, similarly we run one more time. For example, let's give 15, it divisible by 3 not divisible by 2. Okay, similarly we will run one more time. 12, it divisible by 3 and 2. Okay, similarly last one more time, let's give 5, not divisible 2 not divisible by 3 here, like this. Okay, we can have a if else statement inside another if else statement. This is called nesting in computer programming. Any number of these statements can be nested inside one another. Indentation is the only way to figure out the level of nesting. This can get confusing, so must be avoided if you can. Now we will see one more example. For example, float. Now let us take a float example. Num is greater than or equal to 0 if num equal to 0, print 0, else print positive number. Okay, if else print negative number. Now save it and run the program. Enter the number. For example, enter number 5 here. It is a positive number. Now one more time. See here. If num is greater than or equal to 0, if num is double equal to 0, value only becomes 0, it gives 0. Else it gives positive number. Just checking the positive or 0 here. Otherwise it gives negative number. Okay. For example, if you run here this program, let us give negative value. It gives negative number here. For example, if you give the 0, then it has to give 0 like this. Okay. Now we'll see single statement shoots. If the shoot of an if clause consists of only a single line, it may go on the same line as the header statement. Here is the example here. Variable 1 is equal to 100. If variable double equal to 100 colon print value. This is all comes in one line. This is the next line. It gives the output like this. For example, if you variable equal to 100, if variable value equals to 100 colon, the next statement also typed in the same line, value is 100, under last statement print goodbye. Now save this, again save it and run. See here, value is 100, goodbye here. This is the single statement shoots. In the next tutorial, we are going to learn about the loops in Python 3. If you like these tutorials, please subscribe this channel and you may share with your friends. Please give your feedback in comments section. Thank you for watching. Please see this tutorial lesson available in PDF file. Link is given in the description. Please see and download it for further reading. By Kishore Kumar Vaja signing off.